All right, and welcome back to another session of awareness. I'm your host, Taylor Martin, and I'm here with Raquel Moore, and we are learning more. We were talking about the importance of protecting yourself, and protecting yourself in the physical body and the spiritual body, and that kind of led us into conversation about where we go to sleep at night, and the astral plane as a whole, and the importance of really being able to be in control, I guess, number one, and protect yourself. And
protect yourself and navigate.
Yeah. And
get out of, whether you jump in somebody else's spiritual body to help them or heal in, you're in another dimension, you're on another planet, you're in another part of the country. Because all these dream books say, oh, a bear means this. But no. Depending on where you're at and where your energy body or your spiritual body goes, it's completely different.
Right.
It has nothing to do with a set level.
Right. Because we are all different. We are on all different missions. We all have different lessons to learn.
And different abilities.
Definitely. And I guess, that was one of the biggest things that I noticed when I started doing the tools of spiritual mechanics, is that I used to go to sleep at night and have zero control of what was happening. In most cases, I would be in, we'll just say I was in situations that I didn't want to be in. I was
Hell spaces?
Hell spaces. Yeah. I was with people that I didn't want to be in. I was fixing problems and situations that I wanted to have no part of. And a lot of these people were dark, and all I wanted to do was get out. But it seemed like I had no control. I was stuck until I started doing this work. And I found that not only do the tools work for me in my physical body, right here on planet Earth as a human being, but that I can take these tools with me as I decide to leave the body.
And that's actually what they're really designed for. My teachers that taught me said, they're really going to help you in this body right now, but these are tools to get integrated into your spiritual body so that you will have them forever and ever, and wherever you go, you'll be able to make your own decisions. You won't get stuck in, we'll say, spiritual slavery levels, or on some weird planet, or in some weird matrix level, being a battery for somebody. You'll be able to move around and end agreements with different beings and dimensions, and because they're very basic tools, and once you integrate them, it doesn't matter how weird the space gets or what dimension you're in or what planet. Everything is energy and pictures. So you will learn how to change all the energy and pictures and free yourself so that you truly will be free. People talk a lot about, I want to be free, freedom. But they don't realize how programmed they are at a spiritual and physical level. And until you deprogram yourself, which is what the tools are about, both in the spiritual and physical body, you will never be free. It is truly an illusion if you do not learn how to do this.
Right. Because they just stay there, and they continue to
just
rotate
keep cycling
and repeat and recycle.
Lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Whether you believe it or not, you'll see it when you die.
Yeah, you do. And I do think that, most people are unaware. I a lot of times I like to say that
some of them like it that way.
Most people are asleep at the wheel, and you're right. And some of them do like it that way. And I guess we try to bring awareness for those that really seek it. And again, if that's one of the biggest things that I've noticed about this work, besides being in control of my life and being able to stay present almost all the time, and being able to stay neutral in just about any setting,
and being able good decisions.
And make good decisions, because I'm not making decisions based on fear. I'm not making them based on anything but
making somebody else happy.
Exactly.
Making your family member happy.
Exactly. They're all based on my happiness. I mean, all of that alone, is life changing, to be perfectly honest. But the fact that I can use these tools and I can I can use them in my spiritual body on a different plane where I absolutely have no control over. And most people
don't, yeah.
most people don't. Some people remember their dreams, some people don't. There's a lot of variances within all of that. But I think everybody's searching for meaning at some sort, or where do I go? And so the fundamental essential that I have a physical body, I have a spiritual body. At night when I go up to the astral plane, to the dream space, whatever you want to call it, when I'm out there, having the ability to still maintain control.
And not only that, let's say you go out there and you heal people out of the body, which I know you do, and I do also as healers or higher level beings. You need to learn also how to clean out, or when you wake up, how to clean out, let's say, because I used to go to war zones all the time. Because if you're out there in spiritual body and then you come back in, you get in this physical body, and you've just been in a war zone clearing up people that are in pain and screaming and fear, and then you get in this physical body and you try to get up out of bed, you can't move. You're
so
like,
good.
oh my God, I'm supposed to go to work now, or I'm supposed to go to school now, and you're just like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, I've been out all night, like healing like the hell on the planet.
And it'll hit
So
you.
it's like, how do I clean this out so I can function?
Right?
And one of my teachers said to me something that because I was such a big healer, and he said something to me. He said, you know what? You were born alone and you're going to die alone, so you better learn how to clean this stuff out. And I was like, oh, maybe he's right.
Right. That's a very good point. I mean,
Oh.
I like to say that, that I work very hard in this physical body,
Right.
and that I match that in my spiritual body. And I couldn't tell you, how many morning after morning I would wake up and I'm just exhausted.
Yeah,
I'm
you've been
fried.
working all night.
I'm just fried. And then, just trying to get up and going about your normal day and being a normal human being here,
In a body, yeah.
pouring a cup of coffee and, trying to wake up, and, this, our whole generation's about energy drinks and 5-hour energies. When I ended up realizing that all I really needed to do was to learn how to release and how to call
And
back
then
in my own energy.
Call back whatever you gave out to heal people, fix them,
Right.
talk to them.
Right.
Just call back in the shiny, pretty stuff.
Exactly, and it truly is almost instant, which I find quite miraculous on how quickly.
Well, the
that
more
takes
you
place.
do it, the better you get at it. It's just like anything else, like at martial arts. When you first start out,
A little slow.
a little slow,
Sure.
depending on what kind of being you are and what kind of information you have, because everybody's different. But the more you do it, it's repetition.
Right.
Anything you do a lot, you get much better at. Just these
100%.
tools. The more it's like a video game.
Yeah.
The more you do it, and it just becomes automatic
Yeah.
after a
I
while.
don't care if it's math or driving a vehicle or forming your spiritual body.
Yeah.
The more that you're working on this, on anything for that matter, the better that you get at something. So if there's one thing that you can really be working on in this lifetime, it's really focusing on forming that spiritual body, getting these pictures removed from your space, and being in control while you're here and while you're up there. So thanks again for joining us for another session of awareness, and we look forward to seeing you soon.